Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of the Halton Regional Police Service, I'd like to thank you for joining us here today. My name is Constable Jeff Dillon, and I'm a Media Relations Officer with the service. In attendance today are Deputy Chief Jeff Hill of the Investigative and Frontline Support Services, Inspector Dwayne Perron of Regional Investigative Services, and Lead Investigator Detective Mark Brewster of the Major Crime Bureau. Today we'll be sharing information about an ongoing investigation involving the disappearance of Miss Irma Galastica, who was last seen in Burlington on August 31st, 2024. I will begin by introducing Deputy Chief Jeff Hill, will be followed by Detective Mark Brewster. At the conclusion of today's announcement, Deputy Chief Hill, Inspector Perron, and Detective Brewster will make themselves available for questions. You have received hard copies, however, an electronic copy of the media release with attachments will be issued and found on our website at the conclusion of today's event. I would now like to introduce Deputy Chief Hill to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you for all being here. I want to begin by acknowledging the deep concern this case has caused our community. The disappearance of a young woman and a mother is something we take very seriously. And I want to be clear from the outset, we are not giving up on this case. We are appealing for information from the public that could assist in locating Miss Irma Galastica, a 34-year-old mother who has been missing since August 31st, 2024. It has been a painful 20 months since she has last been seen here in Burlington. Our thoughts remain with Irma's loved ones during this difficult time. As you will hear from Detective Mark Brewster, the Halton Regional Police Service's Major Crime Unit has been working tirelessly to establish a timeline of Irma's disappearance. Our investigators are working around the clock. They have conducted extensive interviews and followed every lead, leaving no stone unturned as we work to understand what led to Irma's disappearance and where she currently may be. We are steadfast in our commitment to Irma, and we will not stop until we find her. To help us in this pursuit, we now turn to you, the public, to provide information that could help us find Irma. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Halton Regional Police Board for approving a reward of $25,000 for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of those involved in the disappearance of Irma Galastica, or credible details confirming her current location. Your support is more than a financial contribution. It is a powerful reflection of our shared commitment to one another. It shows that as a community, we stand for compassion, accountability, and truth. Let me be very clear. Somebody knows what led to Irma's disappearance, and somebody knows where she is. While there are details we cannot release in order to protect the integrity of this active investigation, I want to reassure the public that every available lead is being pursued. We continue to ask anyone who may have information, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, to come forward. Even details that may not seem important could help move the investigation forward. We are asking you to do the right thing. You may not have come forward yet, but right now, in this moment, you have the opportunity. Now is the time. Even if you've been reluctant, we're urging those who may be holding back to step forward and share what you know. It's not too late. Your information could help bring answers. Silence helps no one. Now is the time to speak up. It's about standing up for someone who could not speak for themselves. Irma is a person, Irma is a mother, and Irma is deeply loved. Please do the right thing. A reward of $25,000 is being offered for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of those involved in the disappearance of Irma Galastica, or credible details confirming her current location. If you know something, anything, please come forward. You can contact the Halton Regional Police Major Crime Bureau tip or provide information anonymously via Crime Stoppers. Let me say this plainly. We will not stop searching for Irma. We remain committed to finding answers, and we will continue to work tirelessly until we do. I'll now pass it over to the lead investigator of this case, Detective Mark Brewster, who will share the timeline of Irma's disappearance and more information about this ongoing investigation.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Chief Hill, and everyone for your attention today. As you have heard, Ms. Irma Galastica went missing on August 31st, 2024. Almost 2 weeks later, on September 13th, 2024, Irma's landlord reported her missing to the Toronto Police Service, prompting them to launch a missing person investigation. 1 week later, on Friday, September 20th, 2024, the Toronto Police Service's Missing Person Unit contacted the Halton Regional Police Service requesting that our officers assist them by attending the area of Old York Road in Burlington. While searching the area for Irma, officers uncovered an elaborate clandestine drug lab on the property of 629 Old York Road. This prompted a parallel investigation by the Halton Regional Police Service's Regional Drug and Organized Crime Unit. An extensive search was conducted on and around the property. However, Irma was not located. On September 24th, 2024, the Halton Regional Police Service's Major Crime Unit assumed carriage of the investigation into Irma's disappearance. Through a number of investigative techniques, we have learned the following information. On Friday, August 30th, 2024, Irma left her home in Toronto and together with a friend drove to downtown Hamilton. In the early morning hours of Saturday, August 31st, 2024, Irma attended Sankofa Lounge, which is an after-hours nightclub that was located at 92 Jackson Street East in Hamilton, Ontario. This nightclub has since been closed. At approximately 4:45 a.m., Irma and a group of people left Sankofa Lounge, and through a rideshare app, they traveled to a residence in Burlington, located at 629 Old York Road. This residence is the last known location where Irma was seen during the afternoon hours of August 31st, 2024. With the information we currently have, Irma has not been seen or heard from since, and we believe that foul play is a possibility. Our team of investigators believe that we have identified and spoken with everyone who was at the Burlington home on August 31st. Everyone except for Mr. Eric Carpenter Clayson, who at the time was the owner of the home. For the past 20 months, investigators with the Halton Regional Police Service have made extensive efforts to contact Eric Carpenter, but to this time, to no avail. He remains somebody that we would like to speak with in regards to this investigation. Irma is now 34 years old. At the time she went missing, she was described as approximately 5'5", with a medium build, olive skin tone, long black hair, and small tattoos on her chest, and a nose piercing, as pictured here. She was last seen wearing a light-colored halter top, white shorts, black shoes, and carrying a small black bag. It is possible that her appearance has changed since the time she went missing. We ask that you please keep these images of Irma in your mind. Somebody knows what happened to Irma and where she is. And as Deputy Chief Hill said, we will not stop until we find her. So please, do the right thing, come forward, and let's bring Irma home. Thank you.
Thank you, Detective. Before opening the floor to questions, please understand that this is an active investigation. So while we will endeavor to answer as many questions as possible, we must balance this with the need to protect the integrity of the investigation. We ask that you please direct your questions to Deputy Chief of Police Hill or the investigative team. We're prepared now to take some questions from the gallery here. Again, if you could please direct them to the investigative team or to Deputy Chief Jeff Hill, that will help and assist us in answering some of the questions as they come in.
I have a question for the investigative team. I'm wondering, have you been able to travel south to places where Eric Carpenter allegedly traveled to, like Mexico or Dominican Island?
Not at this time, no. No, we haven't.
Have you been in contact with his family that lives in Dominican Island?
Right now, we're considering all aspects of the investigation as a possible scenario. So we haven't contacted his family. We've contacted his family here in Canada, but right now we're keeping all aspects of the investigation open.
The last time I spoke with his father, he had spoken with him last in October. He said he had spoken with him last in October of 2024, and that he was still very much living in Mexico City. Do you have any information that's still the case?
At this time, I can't confirm where we're at with Mr. Carpenter Clayson. I can just push that you know we are pushing the reward today for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for Irma's disappearance. We are really focusing today on Irma and not the peripheral people involved in the investigation.
Is there a reason why now this reward is being offered? We've already talked about it today.
So as you know, this has been an extensive investigation that's taken place since August of 2024. We've now come to the point where we've investigated all of the available leads to us, and we are not in a position that we need help from the public. We are now in a position that we need help from somebody. Somebody knows where Irma is, somebody knows what happened to Irma, and we need that information to come forward. Otherwise, this investigation is going to continue. We're going to still relentlessly keep pushing, but we do need the support of the public, which is why we are now offering the reward at this time.
At this point, the drug lab that was located at 629 Old York Road is a parallel investigation that was completed by the Regional Drug and Organized Crime Unit, and not necessarily part of our investigation. There were charges laid in that investigation. Those are currently before the courts. The homeowner of 629 Old York Road, there is currently, for those charges, there's a warrant for his arrest. At this point, I'd rather not get into the details of Irma's family.
You said it was a landlord that
At this point, I don't have any information for that. The initial report was made to the Toronto Police Service, not to Halton Police.
what is this property now? Is it, owned by someone else now?
I'm not. You want to jump in? Yeah.
We can confirm that the property has been sold. It is no longer owned by Mr. Eric Carpenter, who, as we've mentioned, we are still looking to try to get in touch with at this time. I think it's fair to say that there are some circumstances that have taken place that would lead us to have a desire to speak to Mr. Eric Carpenter to answer some questions that we have not yet answered. And we are making every attempt to try to locate Mr. Carpenter. But again, as Detective Brewster mentioned, we've been unable to do so. We are still trying to locate him and have that conversation.
In order to protect the integrity of the investigation, I'm not going to speak about the other people that were present at the property. No, he wasn't the landlord of the property. He was the owner of the home where Irma was last seen. That's correct.
Any further questions?
At this point in the investigation, I'm focused on finding Irma or finding the person responsible for Irma's disappearance, but what she did for a living is not clear. At this point, I'm hopeful that she's still alive, but it is a possibility. The Halton Regional Police Service Major Crime Unit has carried to the investigation.
Take maybe two more questions if they're out there. If not,
The house owner that you were mentioning was the one that speak with, you mentioned that property he owned had been sold. So there must be some legal transaction or transfer of ownership to his daughter. Is that protected under privacy rules? Is that information that you can get access to?
At this point, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the sale of the home and the property. We're focused today solely on the reward and having people come forward with information about Irma. At this point, to protect the integrity of the investigation, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what we've been able to locate. He's wanted for charges in relation to the clandestine drug lab on his property. I don't have them handy, but they are on record.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
At this point, we just want to speak with Mr. Carpenter in relation. Well, I mean, that's his prerogative, but at this point, we would like to speak with Mr. Carpenter in relation to this investigation.
So this will conclude today's announcement. I want to thank you all for attending and helping us share this important information. Of course, just reiterating, if anybody has any information that will help investigators locate Irma, we ask that you please contact the Halton Regional Police Service via our major crime tip line. And you can see we do have that posted here for you. For those who would like to speak with Deputy Chief Hill, he will now make himself available for one-on-one interviews. Otherwise, again, thank you very much for coming today and assisting us. Take care. What we'd like to do is, if you'd like, I can